Here at the newly renamed Philadelphia Film Center, some of the biggest names in cinema are premiering. Coming up.
We'll take you to a new Philly restaurant that's creating quite the buzz, but it's not what's on the menu that's getting all the attention.
Coming up, learn why sneakers may be more important than you think.
From the Paul F. Heron Studios on the campus of Drexel University in Philadelphia, you're watching DNews.
Hello, I'm Lexi Brooks.
And I'm Roy Aguilar. Drexel is reaching beyond campus to create unique opportunities for the community to learn and to have fun. The university's dance department recently orchestrated an event at the Barnes Foundation that got everyone moving. Let's take a look. Guests who visited the Barnes Foundation on October 6 were treated to a day-long exhibit of live dances. The art gallery transformed into a museum of dance for one day only. Miriam Jaguer, head of the Performing Arts Department at Drexel, partnered with the internationally acclaimed French choreographer Boris Charmat to co-create the 6-hour exhibit.
One of the things that Boris challenges is in his work as a topic is this tension between public life and private life. And because the Barnes has a very famous history with the tension between public and private access, it became a very good sort of frame for the project to happen.
The Philadelphia Museum of Dance led various performances, many of which went on at the same time, giving visitors a unique opportunity to view dance in a museum context.
As an audience member, you get the opportunity to choose what it is you want to see, so you become almost a co-curator of the event for yourself. And no two people who came to the event saw exactly the same thing.
The diverse lineups kept audiences bouncing from inside to outside the Barnes. Some performances were slow and quiet. Others represented foreign cultures.
We wanted to make sure there was a representation of many different kinds of populations and art in Philadelphia, so we didn't want it to only be one train of thought.
One of the most anticipated dances of the night was a collective piece in collaboration with Charmat's called 1973.
And the idea was that no gesture is repeated in the entire performance. So all 115 people had to create unique movements throughout the 15-minute piece.
To conclude the evening, the nighttime outdoor performance of Charmat's own Dans Nuit, a tribute to the Charlie Hebdo shooting.
There were many more armed soldiers than unarmed dancers, and it was sort of a take back the streets, almost an Occupy idea behind the piece, that the dancers would be outside in the nighttime expressing who they were personally and also their connection to the location.
Audiences were fused into the hour-long piece as LED lights guided their attention to the dancers' movements, sometimes forcibly, for the most interactive and daunting performance of the night.
You have to travel through space and follow them, and you become sort of actually and metaphorically the crowd before which they are performing, the crowd that they are describing when they talk about worrying about coming to the streets safely.
Let me just say that was such a fun event to cover. I was so hesitant to bring my dancing shoes and dance along with them.
Speaking of shoes, I bet these brands ring a bell. Nike, Adidas, Converse, Puma, and Reebok?
Of course, they're all brands of athletic shoes, but what you may not know is that Drexel University offers a workshop dedicated solely to the sneaker industry.
Nick DeMarco introduces us to a man with quite the sneaker obsession.
Rankin scholar Shawn Williams started his residency here at Drexel with a discussion about how sneakers have an impact on today's society.
But the sneaker industry on a whole, Joe, is globally $77 billion business.
Shawn, a lifelong self-proclaimed sneakerhead, along with his business partner Dee Wells, have been major influencers in the sneaker game since around 2007, when they formed their own talk show known as Obsessive Sneaker Disorder.
Well, after being into sneakers for as long as I had been into sneakers, my partner Dee came up with the idea to say, hey, I think we should do a talk show.
And at that point in 2007, there had already been televised network talk shows about just about everything. I mean, you have shoes where people are determining the paternity status of children. So why couldn't we have a show talking about sneakers? So when the talk show idea came up and Dee asked me to be a part of OSD and help run the show, it was a no-brainer for me.
Shawn also came to campus to promote and talk about the social studies workshops that he hosts here at Drexel.
So we teach them about different aspects of the industry in these workshops. Everything from touching lightly on design, to community relations, to marketing, to promotion. Working in the sneaker industry is literally a best-kept secret.
These workshops attract students from all different majors looking to gain a greater understanding of the sneaker industry.
Having Shawn talk about having more diversity and minorities behind making the decisions in the sneaker industry was something I never really thought about. I come from a design background, and I've only ever thought about sneakers being designed in different silhouettes or having different technology.
And even students who are already working toward a career in the sneaker business are gaining valuable industry knowledge.
Having Shawn come here and educate us on sneakers and the industry itself, I think it's phenomenal. There isn't enough conversation about the importance of sneakers. There isn't enough knowledge to be spread, and so the thing that Dee and Shawn are doing, it's remarkable, and I think it's something that's definitely most necessary.
Nick DeMarco, DNews.
DNews reporter Sophia Perez takes us to the 32nd Street Armory, the future home of the Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center.
Over the past several months, we've seen a shift in traffic emerging from the Armory on Drexel's campus. Where we once saw ROTC students in fatigues and club sports athletes in sweats emerging from the building, we now see workers in hard hats and lots of construction vehicles. Drexel is renovating the Armory into the Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center, a site expected to make Philadelphia the capital of squash in America.
The National Center is being built in collaboration with Drexel University and U.S. Squash. This is going to be an impressive milestone because we've never had a national facility before, and the fact that it's right here on Drexel's campus is incredible. It's going to be used by the Drexel men's and women's varsity squash teams for practice and for matches as well. And it'll also be a host venue for U.S. squash tournaments, both juniors and adult levels.
The squash team is excited about the new facility and what it means not only to Drexel, but to Philadelphia as a whole.
I think it's going to be awesome for the squash community. To have a 20-court facility, and what they're going to be trying to do is they're going to try and, I think, establish a club team out of there. To have, that sort of facility and a lot more courts that people can use, whether it's for rec center, club teams and everything else. It's for the community. It's just going to make it, as big as it can be.
Squash coaches and players aren't the only ones talking about the new facility. Torin Bannon supervises intramural sports at Drexel. These recreational teams have used the Armory in the past.
I think most people are excited about the new squash center. I think they're interested to see what it's like, but I also know that some people are kind of bummed that it's not going to be the Armory anymore, and because outside of just intramurals, people could come and play, pick up basketball or pick up soccer and things like that. So I think they're a little bummed that won't be a thing anymore, but I know they're still really excited to see what it becomes.
The university does have a plan for athletes displaced by the new squash center. Most sports teams that use the Armory will be able to practice and play in this new all-weather dome. It's supposed to be completed by next fall. Despite losing their familiar space, athletes we talk to are reacting positively to the change.
I think overall it'll be a good thing for the campus. It'll bring in money and squash players to the area.
Sophia Perez, DNews.
The winter months are especially difficult for Philadelphia's homeless community. As men and women struggle to find shelter from below freezing temperatures, Drexel University students have a unique opportunity to help out. DNews reporter Ryan Rowe explains.
The Bethesda Project in Philadelphia is one of many nearby shelters that thrives on student volunteers.
So Bethesda Project operates 14 different sites and locations throughout Center City, Philadelphia. We work with folks who are experiencing homelessness, chronic homelessness. So right now we're at our Brother's Place shelter, which is a large men's shelter servicing 149 guests a day, plus walk-ins. So we do walk-in engagement services from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. We provide 3 meals a day, engagement with social services to help move folks from homelessness into housing, and we provide overnight shelter.
Misty Sparks is the director of entry-level programs at the Bethesda Project. She says there's a volunteer opportunity to fit everyone's comfort level.
Because we have our roots in kind of being founded as a volunteer-run organization, we still rely heavily on the presence of volunteers. So volunteering can range anywhere from, scrubbing the floors to interacting one-on-one with a guest or resident at one of our sites.
Opportunities that Drexel students play a big part in.
We actually partner with Drexel through the Lindy Center, and we have some work-study positions at a couple of our sites.
As shelters provide for the short-term housing needs of the homeless, Drexel's Dornsife Center provides resources to help in the long term.
Right now, we don't have any specific programs targeted specifically to those experiencing homelessness or other housing challenges. That being said, we have and we continue to do a wide variety of things with and for all people. We provide a lot of resources, and when I think about addressing the needs of people experiencing homelessness or other housing challenges, we're often talking about poverty and what is the root causes of poverty or some of the things that can address poverty, whether that's access to education or job access. We provide a lot of services that address those issues, but also we make sure that we are really providing a place for things, for people to do things that they might not be able to do elsewhere in the immediate vicinity. And I can give you one example that in this beautiful building that we are in, we do our best to maintain it, to make it a beautiful, clean, safe space for people to come to. It is open to the public during our open operating hours. It is a place for you to come sit. It has air conditioning in the summer, heat in the winter. We also have an open lab that is open Monday through Friday, and that's where in the afternoons you will find quite busy in there. People are coming there for computer access, just again to socialize and have a safe and clean space to come to.
To learn how to get involved, visit drexel.edu/Dornsife Center or BethesdaProject.org. Ryan Rowe, DNews.
Helping the homeless is just one of the ways students are supporting the community throughout the year.
Their civic engagement is part of a class designed to teach this year's record number of freshmen, as well as all other students, the importance of giving back.
As Armand Olia reports, it's how Drexel is becoming the most civically engaged university in the country.
The Lindy Center for Civic Engagement oversees the curriculum for the course, which is taught by adjunct instructors who are civic leaders in Philadelphia and civically engaged full-time Drexel staff. The class is designed to teach students not only how to volunteer, but also why it's important to give back.
Through our office and the larger Department of University Community Partnerships, we are helping to carry out that mission.
That mission? To educate students on the needs of community members not only nearby Drexel's campus, but throughout Philadelphia and beyond.
Yeah, we work with over 30 community partners that host Civic 101 students.
One of those options includes volunteering at the Metropolitan AIDS Neighborhood Nutrition Alliance, better known as MANA. Rob Saxon has been MANA's Director of External Affairs since 2004.
We would not be able to do what we do every day without the help of the volunteers that we have in the kitchen.
About 150 volunteers a day support MANA's mission. Many of them are chefs and dietitians who help make and package nutritionally tailored foods for those with life-threatening illnesses. Drexel students are among them. Saxon says Drexel's Civic Engagement Program is making a real impact on organizations like MANA.
This is the best volunteer experience in the city, in my humble opinion.
In addition to public service by students and faculty, Drexel's Civic Engagement Initiative also focuses on research and academic programs benefiting the community and business practices supporting local and regional economic development. Reporting from the Lindy Center for Civic Engagement, Armand Olia, DNews.
To learn more about joining Drexel University's Civic Engagement Initiative, visit the Lindy Center's website. We've added a link to that website on the DNews social media pages.
There's a new restaurant in town adding to the international flavors that can be found throughout the Drexel community. That new restaurant is creating quite the buzz, but as I discovered, the conversation has little to do with what's on the menu.
The owner of Illegal Tacos says he knew the restaurant's name would gain traction, but he assures us it was for all the right reasons.
Like any business person will tell you, they want a unique name, a cheeky name, like a funny name, a name that is going to get people in the door like, oh, what is that name? What is that place, you know? So the Illegal Tacos name is, you know, like so good they're illegal, meaning that like, you know, so authentic, so effective with the political climate towards immigration. He had a little bit to do with it, but not in a way that, you know, I'm putting down the illegal people, because I'm not.
Juntos, the South Philly organization that fights for the rights of Latina immigrants, protested in front of Illegal Tacos on September 25th. We asked for a statement but did not receive one. Controversy surrounding the restaurant's name also gained attention from local news outlets.
Telemundo interview, Fox 29, NBC did a little segment, Philly.com, Eater.com, a few other sites, and that was just the beginning.
And all that extra attention served up as a steady stream of customers.
First day that I opened, I had lines out of the door. People are like, oh, I couldn't wait for this place to open because I read, and I saw you interviewed.
Reaction among members of the Drexel community was mixed.
Immigration, honestly. I'm like, oh, this sounds really bad. Sounds like a really bad name for like a taco place.
Yeah, I like it. I like the name. I think it's a controversial, but like in a good way.
No, I didn't. I mean, I can't see food as being political, I guess. So I guess that didn't jump into my head.
Based off what I heard, I think it's cool. I heard it's really good too.
At the end of the day, the owner says he is unconcerned with the protest.
I know myself, know the place. I know the support that I have from the community. That's why I don't fear anything. They can protest twice a day if they want. They won't do no harm to me at all.
Movie lovers from throughout the community were treated to a unique theater experience as they attended the Philadelphia Film Society's annual film festival.
DNews reporter Billy Ambrose has his red carpet reports.
I'm here at the 27th Annual Philadelphia Film Festival, where Hollywood, art house, and documentary films alike are being screened right in the very heart of Center City at the newly renamed Philadelphia Film Center. Names like Julia Roberts, Nicole Kidman, and Melissa McCarthy will be gracing this very screen as Philadelphians, filmmakers, and directors alike will sit down to enjoy, watch, and discuss.
Our mission is to engage and inspire and entertain and educate through film, and that is what we do. It's why the Film Society exists. It's why we put on the festival and the year-round events. It's why we own this building and we run the Roxy. It really is imperative to what we do.
Andrew Greenblatt is the executive director of the festival. He says hosting this event in Philadelphia adds a layer of culture to an already diverse city.
Every great city has a great film festival, and Philadelphia is a great city with an incredible arts and culture scene, and we're happy to play a role in it.
There's a way in which we're diversifying the type of film that's here. We're trying to bring film from all over the world to open people's eyes to different cultures and different styles and different styles of art.
And the Philadelphia community is enjoying that diversity.
We've seen attendance continue to go up. People really do care about film. And what the festival does and what we do year-round in our curated series is we deliver the opportunity to see films that you're probably not going to have that chance to see, especially on a big screen.
The other unique aspect of these films? Each has a Philly-centric feel.
The festival kind of takes all of the best of the festivals around the world and curates it specifically for Philly. So all of the Philadelphian film goers are getting to experience truly the best of the season for the festival.
And even well-known directors appreciate the opportunity and honesty Philly filmgoers provide.
I was here 15 years ago with my first film, Pieces of April, and I loved the audience. I loved the spirited conversation we had after. I find people in Philadelphia very honest, and I appreciate it. I think we need more honesty.
The Philadelphia Film Festival not only brings the community together through film, but it also enriches the culture of the city itself. Philadelphians from all backgrounds can connect, empathize, and educate through these films, creating a greater Philadelphia as a result. Billy Ambrose, DNews.
Thank you for watching DNews.
Have a great quarter, everyone.